Welcome, everybody, to the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show. I'm Chris Egan alongside Paul Sylvie. And, Paul, I know we got a lot to break down on this show. We're going to talk Seahawks. We got Dave Softy Mahler here. But, Paul, I'm going to go one shot here because I'm going to fire it up right out of the gates. Are you kidding me, Mariners Nation? Are we excited or what? I sat here on this show last week, Paul, and I said, hey, everybody just remain calm, remain cool. Don't hit the panic button. Everything's okay. It's too early. Guess what? The Seattle Mariners have now won 4 straight games. They head into St. Louis. They sweep away the Cardinals. Paul, we may look at this series when all is said and done and say, hey, this is the series when things start to turn around. I know we're going to break down the Mariners, Paul, because I'm too excited not to break them down. We got Softy on the way, Jed Fish on the show tomorrow. But, Paul, I mean, we live in a city with the defending Super Bowl champ, so I think we start with the draft, correct?
Yeah, man. I mean, you have a chance to watch much of the draft? Are you out doing yard work?
I was working a little bit too much, Paul. Off this weekend, the wife put me to work. Shoulder's a little sore. I'm like a pitcher here. I need ice on this arm. Like I need 3 days off before I get back in the yard. But to watch what the Mariners did and to watch what the Seahawks did in the draft, it fires me up a little bit. I'm happy on both fronts.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's take a look at what's on tap for today's show. A whole lot of Seahawks draft talk. We'll hear from GM John Schneider and head coach Mike Macdonald, of course. We'll also hear from 2 of the Seahawks' fired-up draft picks, Bud Clark and Julian Neal. Great personalities. Dave Softy Mahler will join us on Sports Radio KJR to give us his take on the draft. We'll also talk some M's with Dave and our Ultimate 5 segment. Who are your top 5 Seahawks draft picks under GM John Schneider? This is not all time, just in his over a decade and a half with the Hawks. We'll give you 5 good choices. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, we already had some arguments. And first of all, I would like to say this. Chris and I didn't call each other. You know, this is kind of ridiculous. We never, ever, ever, not even come close to dressing like each other.
Well, to your defense, it's a rarity to ever see me wearing khaki pants.
That's true.
So, I mean, you've probably felt safe wearing khaki. I wear them every 4 weeks. So, but you know what, Paul? Some of the great minds think alike. John Schneider, Mike Macdonald were wearing the same outfits this past draft weekend. So you and I, you know, let's keep it going.
Those two look like a couple of auto mechanics at the desk. We'll break into that a little bit later.
Well, what do we look like? A couple Old Navy salesmen? I don't know what's going on.
I feel like we should be cleaning up at the golf course or something like that, or a banquet room. All right, let's take a quick look back at the Seahawks draft picks. Round 1, running back Jadarian Price from Notre Dame.
His friends call him JD. Paul, we'll call him Jadarian for now. This guy's going to see some time right out of the gates at the running back position with Charbonnet out.
All right, the Hawks take safety Jadarius Bud Clark out of TCU in the 2nd round. By the way, he got the Bud nickname from his grandpa.
Watch his highlights, Paul. Very productive college safety, fits Seattle's defensive identity.
3rd round, Julian Neal, cornerback from Arkansas.
Big physical corner adds to a completely reshaped secondary.
Seahawks trade up to the 5th round, making things a little interesting. They wanted to snag guard Bo Stevens out of Iowa.
Physical interior O-lineman. I like this guy, Paul.
All right, interesting pick in the 6th round. Receiver Emmanuel Henderson Jr. from Kansas. They love him as a gunner on special teams.
He's got speed, and he can return the ball in special teams as well. Yep, you said it.
3 7th-round draft picks. Cornerback Andre Fuller from the Mid-American Conference, the Toledo Rockets.
More secondary depth is all I got to say with him.
All right, nose tackle Devin Eastern from Minnesota. Big fella looking to prove himself.
Run-stuffing nose tackle.
Cornerback Michael Dansby wraps it up from Arizona. He has some swag.
He's got swag, and he also has speed. So there we go, Paul. They have loaded up on corners and safeties in this draft.
I feel like I'm sitting here with Mel Kiper Jr. Bring it down for us, Chris.
I've been studying them all, Paul. I will say this. Bud Clark, we talked all last week about possibilities. We never heard the name Bud Clark. But when you go and watch his highlights, I think this is somebody that we could see playing next year quite a bit and filling in some key roles for the Seahawks. I like this guy. He finds the ball. He is on the ball. He's going to be a fun one for the Seahawks to watch. Also fun to listen to. He gave a great post-game presser after he was drafted as well.
Yeah, we're going to hear from him in just a few. It's always interesting to hear what the national media is saying about all the teams in the NFL. You know, they all get their draft grades. And then now here's a little bit about the Seahawks draft performance performance according to the national media. You look at some of these guys. Chris, I kind of look at it as, everybody's kind of in that B range if you average them all out.
Well, here's the thing. NFL.com, B+, NBC Sports, C+, Yahoo Sports, B-, ESPN, B-, USA Today, A-. What I like about this, Paul, is, what John Schneider did, started with 4 picks, sprinkled a little water on those picks. Next thing you know, he's got 8 picks. But what happened? We sat here when the Seahawks made their first pick, and most of those grades, Paul, were C's, D's, and even F's, because a lot of people believed it was just too high to take a running back in the first round at number 32, a running back that didn't even start at Notre Dame. So what I'm seeing from those grades, Paul, is that, okay, you give the Seahawks that D or F for that first round pick. I don't buy it. Seahawks needed a running back. That's what they ended up getting. So what it says, though, is those next 7 picks, they're grading out as A's and B pluses for me, because that took it all the way up. You're seeing that an A- from USA Today. So that's saying that the Seahawks did pretty well with their final 7 picks. And I love pick number 1. It's just a pick that a lot of these people didn't think the Seahawks were going to take. That's why they gave him a bad grade.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. They did pick up, when picking up Jadarian in the first round, 32nd, last pick. Listen, the gap was just too big between, there was only 8 running backs taken in the first, 5 rounds of this draft. Mm-hmm. So that just tells you the talent pool was just not very deep. So after Price, there was a big drop-off in talent. So they had to go get the guy that was available. And here's John assessing the draft.
I felt like all the way through we were targeted, we were clear, we had a plan, and you're always going to have some upsets, throughout the process. We had a couple of those for sure, but the coaches were awesome about moving forward after those upsets, and the scouts and everybody that was working the phones and what the landscape or the board was looking like, and it was just ended up just being a great process. We added some guys that all the way through that were like, okay, cool.
Listen, I do appreciate the fact that John worked a little magic and turned his 4 picks into 8 picks in this draft. I don't get too excited about 7th round picks, and there's 3 of them. So, but what I do love about the fact that there's a 6th rounder and 3 7th rounders is everybody gets a shot. I think it's interesting that, some of those guys don't work out at all, and there was a time in the NFL where if you drafted somebody, you wouldn't cut them, because if you cut them, it makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. If you draft somebody in those top 7 rounds and you cut them, the outsiders are going, well, geez, you just wasted a draft pick. You had no scouting ability on this guy. You wasted your time and you wasted a draft pick. So there was a time when those guys automatically make the team on the practice squad. Now it's not like that. Last year's 7th round pick cut from the team. So the running back out of Miami. So it's just like one of those things where it's no longer a lock that if you're a draft pick in an NFL, you're going to make at least the practice squad.
Well, especially when you're coming onto a Super Bowl championship team. We'll say that right now. Now, the thing I do love about this is Julian Neal, after he was drafted, says, let's run it back again. I love this. Brock Hewitt said it on this show. The Seahawks go after Seahawks players, the Seahawks way. And these 8 players all kind of fit the mold for the Seahawks way. Now, what's interesting to me, Paul, you look at some of these players, Bud Clark, he has a chance to become a starting safety or heavy on the rotation. Julian Neal, he could become a midseason starter. But also the pick I love as well is this Bo Stevens, this guard. He's going to be competing for a starting guard spot. So they got players that they need and they could need right away. And John Schneider went out, and I think the draft for me, I'm giving it an A-.
I like the pick with Bo Stevens is intriguing, but I'm from the Midwest. If you watch Big Ten football growing up, you know that all those guys, all the beef is in the Midwest, is in Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan's offensive line. When you go to those schools and you're taking offensive linemen, you know there's good quality there. And for John Schneider and the gang to trade a couple of picks and move up in the draft to get to the 5th round and take Bo Stevens, that tells you something. Well, the other side of the ball, there was a lot of depth of edge rushers in this year's draft. There was a thought that the Seahawks would be at least getting one of those edge rushers, but head coach Mike Macdonald likes the young guys they have.
I mean, Jared Ivey's a guy that had a great season last year. You know, he wasn't active as many days as he probably wanted, but Jamie Sheriff's another guy for 2 years, been with us. Connor O'Toole was up and does a lot of great things. So, I mean, we're really excited about those guys, and they really worked really hard last year, and I think all of them were ready to go if need be to go play in a game. That's the way the roster shook out on a week-to-week basis. So yeah, we're fired up about those guys.
You know, we hear Mike Macdonald say all the time he's got 70 guys on his team. It's not the 53. And so he pays attention to those guys on the practice field, and they, throughout last season, got their shot to play, Chris. I love that about him.
Well, I mean, you look at last season and in the runs they made kind of mid-season, Paul, it was guys like Ty Okada that stepped up. I mean, Julian Love, you know, just the veteran leader on this team. But when he went out with an injury, you know, it's who's going to step up? And it's football. People are going to get injured, so you need to build depth, and that's what I love about this Mike Macdonald way. Whether you're a starter, whether you're second string, whether you're on the practice squad, every single one of those guys just has that same mentality, and they're ready to roll. I mean, what some of these guys did last year that came off the practice squad that were second stringers, just fascinating to me. Especially, I mean, I love the story of Ty Okada, a guy that comes out of high school, Paul, did not have a scholarship offer, you know, earns a scholarship in college and just has been fighting his entire life. And now he's not fighting anymore. He's got a Super Bowl championship, but I can guarantee you, when practices start, he'll have that same mentality.
Yeah, he's one of the great stories on that Seahawks team for sure. We talked a little bit about these young guys they drafted over the weekend and some of the personalities that they have. Bud Clark talked to the Seattle media after his selection. Here's what he said about his strengths.
I feel like I'm versatile. I'm a ball hog. You know, I'm getting to the ball every chance I get. I compete. I'm a competitor always. Pretty much I can play multiple spots, but, you know, I'm leaving it up to them because, you know, I'm trying to play everything they want me to play. Really, man, I feel like it's a lot of shoes to fill, but I honestly feel like I can fill those shoes and make them bigger. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do.
When you got the call, describe what it felt like.
Honestly, first my heart dropped in my butt, you know, honestly. But, you know, I feel like, man, it was a dream come true.
I love this guy, Paul. I mean, he's ready to roll. He's physical.
And his heart dropped into his butt, Chris.
I know.
I mean, that's like the quote of the weekend.
My heart dropped in my butt when I saw your outfit today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like, oh, my God, Paul's wearing the same outfit I'm wearing. My heart went down to my butt. But I love this kid, Bud Clark. Get to know the name. I mean, this is one of those, we're going to look at the top 5 John Schneider picks of all time. This is one of those that could sneak up and move himself into the top 10 if he does what he can do. Paul, he's physical. He's ball hawking. I mean, there's a chance, Paul, this guy is a week 1 starter. I mean, he could really make an impact on this team. I tell you, he's going to be fun to watch.
Okay, I want to keep this rolling a little bit. We talked about Arkansas cornerback Julian Neal, another colorful personality. He talked to the media. He sounded like a heavyweight champ.
I'm the most physical corner in this draft class. I use my arms to my advantage. I use my length. I use my availability. Never gotten hurt. I've never missed a game in college from being hurt. I come down. I hit something. I'm going to go up and go get the ball. I'm getting interceptions. I'm pressing dudes at the line. I'm locking dudes up at the line. It's box time.
I'm the most physical in this draft, Paul.
My defense is impregnable. I mean, this guy, it is box time. I love the fact that, you know, he just had, it's like he was all fired. It's like he was talking to his teammates before they ran out of the tunnel.
Paul, another great pick to me. I mean, Seattle loaded up at the cornerback position. The competition is open. That's what I love about this. You go to training camp, you better be ready to battle because no spot is guaranteed on this Seahawks team. And you know, even though he's a rookie, this young man right here, Julian Neal, he's coming out of the gates and he's going to be fighting for some playing time.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see the rookies at the end of the week. They have rookie camp over at the VMAC starting Thursday, and we're going to hear from some of these guys as we roll on here all week long, talking football. Of course, everybody's getting excited. The Seahawks are already at voluntary workouts and having a good turnout there, so lots of football to get to. But coming up, we're going to be joined by Dave Softy Mahler of Sports Radio KJR. You know he has plenty to say about the Seahawks. We'll also talk some Mariners with Softy. Stay with us.